Mario Kart 8, the Mario Kart that refuses to die. This thing is getting DLC technically 8 years after its initial release. We're currently 4 waves in on the Booster Course Pass, and today I thought I'd share my thoughts on what I think the rest of it will be. Before we start the predictions though, I just want to say there will be no leaks discussed during this video, as the only ones that I have seen are proven false, and I don't want to see any others. So also, please no leak discussion in the comments. Instead, my predictions are going to be based on a pattern that I've noticed with each of the previous waves. That pattern being that each wave comes with 2 tour courses, a Super Circuit course, a DS course, a Wii course, an entirely new course, and 2 free space courses. You could say that Wave 4 breaks this pattern due to having 3 tour courses, but the entire rest of it still follows the pattern, so I'm just counting that 3rd tour course in the free space category. One final thing before we get into the real meat of the video. I'm not expecting all of these predictions to be true. I would like if they were, but half of these are just what I'm hoping for. With that out of the way though, let's get into Wave 5. Wave 5 is going to start us off with the Feather Cup, and my picks for this cup are Tour LA Laps, GBA Sunset Wilds, DS Airship Fortress, and Double Dash Dino Dino Jungle. The first course of the Feather Cup is going to be LA Laps. As for why LA Laps, it is one of the 3 remaining tour courses that hasn't come to 8 yet. 2, it fits the summer aesthetic the best, as this wave will most likely be coming out in the summer. And 3, it was supposed to release in Wave 4, but for some reason it got pushed back to Wave 5, so let's have it be the first course of the wave. Sunset Wilds is my pick for the second course of the Feather Cup, and the Super Circuit course for the wave. As for why Sunset Wilds, it's a popular course. It's probably the most popular Super Circuit course not yet in Mario Kart 8, and bonus points but not a guarantee, it is in Tour, so they would have something to pull from. Airship Fortress, easily the most popular DS course not yet in Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. I don't think there's any competition that it has for this spot, besides maybe Delfino Square, but even then, I think Airship Fortress takes the edge here. For the final course of the Feather Cup, I have placed Double Dash's Dino Dino Jungle. We need more Double Dash representation in the Booster Course Pass, for one. The only course that we've gotten from that game so far was last wave's Waluigi Stadium. And also, it's a fairly popular course from that game, the only course from that game's Special Cup to ever reappear in any future Mario Kart game. And yes, it did just appear in Mario Kart 7, but so have a lot of courses that have been in the Booster Course Pass, so I don't think that's an issue. The second cup of Wave 5 is the Cherry Cup. My picks for this cup are going to be Tour Athens Dash, Wii Koopa Cape, SNES Bowser's Castle 3, and an entirely new course based around Super Mario Odyssey. Originally, when I was first writing this script, I was going to have to make up an entirely new city course to go in this spot because the only other one was Vancouver Velocity, which I think was a much better fit for Wave 6. But then, Nintendo decided to reveal a new tour course called Athens Dash, so that'll go here. Koopa Cape is my choice of Wii course for the wave. Similar to Airship Fortress, it's probably the most popular, and in my opinion most likely, remaining Wii course besides Rainbow Road, which, spoiler alert, we'll get to that later. That being said though, Koopa Cape definitely going to be here. However, Nintendo, you know what the people want. Give us Toad Factory, you cowards. For the third course of the Cherry Cup, I will be placing our final SNES course of the Booster Course Pass, Bowser's Castle 3. Initially in this script I actually had Bowser's Castle 2, and then Nintendo decided to reveal Bowser's Castle 3 coming to Mario Kart Tour. After that happened, and now, after having played on it, there is no doubt in my mind that that course is going to be in the Booster Course Pass. For the final course of the Cherry Cup, and Wave 5 as a whole, we're going to have to come up with something new. So I've decided, let's have a Super Mario Odyssey based course. Why Odyssey? Well, like Wave 4 had Yoshi's Island and Birdo, I'd like to be able to relate the new course to one of the new characters if possible. As for what the course would be, it could be either a 3-lap standard course that spans a single kingdom, or they could definitely branch out and do a sectioned course that covers multiple kingdoms. And you guys already know what character I'm relating this course to. So, Ever since Wave 4 announced Birdo, characters are now something that we also have to consider for what to predict. You can already guess based on the fact that I said I'd like to see an Odyssey course. Pauline, I feel like, is a guarantee for Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, just because of how popular she's become recently, ever since she started appearing in everything. As for my other character, I'd like to see Petey Piranha make a return. Outside of Tour, he hasn't been seen since Double Dash, so why not bring him back? As for when I think Wave 5 will release, my guess for the date is sometime in late July or early August of 2023. Moving on to Wave 6, this will be the final wave of the Booster Course Pass, and probably the end of Mario Kart 8 DLC, unless they decide to do more. So let's make it good, shall we? Beginning the Feather Cup, we will have, like I said earlier, the final remaining tour course yet to make it to Mario Kart 8, Vancouver Velocity. This is probably also the most anticipated tour course, which is why Nintendo is most likely saving it for last. Next up, I'll be bringing back a course that hasn't seen the light of day since 2003. That course being the long-awaited return of Wario Coliseum. This course is very unique in that, outside of Tour, it is the only course in Mario Kart history to have 2 laps instead of the usual 3, or 5 if you're Super Mario Kart. There is one tiny downside to this course, though, and that's that we would have yet another case of repeat music because it shares its music with Waluigi Stadium, which we got back in Wave 4. If this does end up being a deal breaker, put Mushroom City here instead, because it also hasn't returned since Double Dash, and I think it would be very nice to see again. Third in the Feather Cup, I'm actually going to be placing the new course of the wave, and I would like for this one to be another crossover course. This one for the classic Donkey Kong Country games. Yes, we have 3DS DK Jungle, but that's more so of reference to the modern games. And instead, I would like this one to not only reference the classic games, but be treated as a proper crossover course, more akin to Yoshi's Island, Hyrule Circuit, and Animal Crossing. As for what this course could be, it could be a long lap around DK Island showing off the levels similar to Yoshi's Island, or something more unique. I haven't actually played any Donkey Kong games, but I'm sure Nintendo could come up with something much better than me. For the final course of the Feather Cup, I'm actually going to be placing the second tour course of the wave here, and the final one overall. It's also a course that I've had to make up again because there's no more tour courses left. My city of choice for this is going to be Cairo. As for why Cairo, it's the location of a major world landmark, and at the moment there's no tour courses based on anywhere in Africa or South America, but I had to pick one, so I chose Cairo. And that is going to conclude the Acorn Cup, once again consisting of Tour Vancouver Velocity, Double Dash Wario Coliseum or Mushroom City, Donkey Kong Country, and Tour Cairo Swiftness. The Spiny Cup will be the grand finale of Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, and if you ask me, there's only one real way to end it. 4 Rainbow Roads, back to back to back to back. Super Circuit, Double Dash, DS, and Wii are the 4 remaining Rainbow Roads not yet in 8 Deluxe, and with the exception of Wii's returning in Tour, none of them have reappeared anywhere else yet, so let's bring them back here. Now I know this is definitely more of an insane dream than a real prediction, but I think it would be the perfect ending to the DLC, and insanity aside, I feel like at the very least we'll be getting Wii Rainbow Road here. As for the characters of Wave 6, we know there's 6 characters total. We have Birdo. I put 2 in Wave 5, so we're going to be getting 3 here. My picks are Diddy Kong, Kamek, and Funky Kong. Diddy and Funky Kong both relate to the new Donkey Kong course that I chose, as well as Funky Kong just being a very popular character because of his appearance in Mario Kart Wii. As for Kamek, he's been screwed over from Mario Kart twice already, being removed from 64 at the last minute, and also there being data for him in Mario Kart 8 that was just never used, so let's finally bring him in. Although, one absolutely insane final hope for this. Nintendo, we have Big Blue, we have Mute City, we have the Blue Falcon as a kart. Give us Captain Falcon. I know you're not going to, but I just want to see him in Mario Kart. Before we end everything off, I want to throw in a few quick rapid-fire honorable mentions for courses that I would like to see but didn't quite make the cut. Those courses being 3DS Shy Guy Bazaar, 3DS Wario Shipyard, DS Delfino Square, DS Luigi's Mansion, Super Circuit Yoshi Desert, Double Dash Mushroom Bridge, Wii Daisy Circuit, and the aforementioned South America Tour course, the city of which I have chosen is Rio. And there we have it. my predictions, as well as some admittedly insane hopes for the rest of the Mario Kart 8 Deluxe Booster Course Pass. Like I mentioned earlier, I don't expect everything in this video to be completely 100% accurate. This was mostly just done because I had some ideas and I wanted to share them with you guys. It just took me a little bit longer than I would have liked. This video was supposed to include Wave 4 and then that released, but here we are now on version 4 of the script. I know this is a little bit different from my usual style of content, but I had fun making it, and if you guys enjoyed it, let me know down below, and maybe I'll do some more stuff like this in the future. But with that all being said, I hope you guys all have a wonderful day, and I will see you next time.